Now I'm dancing with an alien vampire woman after attending an alien wedding. Evan Rook stepped onto the polished obsidian dais, the weight of 1,000 alien eyes pressing down. Fangs glinted in the low crimson glow of the hall. He faced Steward Miro Tell, who extended the ornate blood cup with rigid formality. Evan shook his head. No thank you. The cup hovered. Miro's elongated pupils narrowed. Whispers hissed through the crowd, nobles from House Vey and House Rune, their pale skin shimmering under bioluminescent veins. Silence crashed in, every gaze locked on the human envoy. Avara Vey, the bride, paused mid-ritual chant, her diaphanous gown rippling. Beside her, Consort Prince Keth Rune tilted his head, fingers tightening on his ceremonial blade. The air thickened with unspoken accusations. Miro lowered the cup an inch. Ambassador Rook, this is the binding toast. Blood of both houses. You refuse? Evan kept his voice steady. Humans didn't drink blood. Not without consequences. He scanned the dais for protocol cues. Etched runes on the pedestal outlined substitutions. Steward, I invoke outsider safety. Plain water substitute, please. In front of both houses. Gasps rippled outward. Miro's fangs clicked. Outsider safety? For a cultural liaison? This insults the Union. Avara's eyes flashed crimson. Keth leaned forward, his calm facade cracking into a predatory stare. Nobles shifted, claws scraping stone floors. Evan stood firm, hands open at his sides. No backing down. Not now. A shadow detached from the Vey entourage. Lady Sarilith Vey glided forward, her midnight robes whispering against the dais. Taller than Evan by a head, her silver hair cascaded like liquid moonlight. She placed a cool hand on Miro's arm. Steward, Sarilith said, voice silk over steel. He invokes correctly. Outsider, safety. Clause 7. Non-vampiric physiology rejects vitae ingestion. Water binds the intent. Miro froze. The crowd murmured. Avara exhaled sharply. Keth's tension eased a fraction. He nodded once, appraising. Evan met Sarilith's gaze. Her eyes, luminous amber, held his without flinching. A faint scent of night-blooming jasmine clung to her. Proof? Meter demanded. Sarilith extended her wrist. A ritual lancet gleamed in her other hand. She pricked her vein with precision. One crimson drop, welled. She let it fall into a secondary chalice, then filled it with clear spring water from a hidden decanter. The mixture swirled, diluting to Rose. She offered it to Evan. Drink, human. Trust my dilution. Evan accepted the chalice. Cool glass against his palm. He raised it to both houses. To the union of Vey and Ruin. He drank. Clean water, touched with faint metallic tang. No harm. Cheers erupted tentative at first. Then thunderous. Fangs bared in approval. Miro bowed stiffly. Ritual proceeds. Avara resumed her chant. Keth clasped her hand. Blood cup raised high. The wedding core sealed without fracture. Evan handed the empty chalice back. Sarilith lingered close. Her breath ghosted his ear. You navigated well, Terran, she murmured. Most outsiders bluster or submit blindly. Clear questions work, Evan replied. Save the night? She smiled, faint fangs peeking. For now. But protocols demand a handler for you. Unfamiliar customs risk more. Incidents. 4. Miro cleared his throat. Lady Sarilith volunteers. Assigned. Evan glanced at the steward. No argument there. Keth watched from the bride's side. A subtle nod of assessment passed. Lead on, Evan said to Sarilith. She turned, robes swirling. Evan followed her off the dais, through parting crowds. Whispers trailed them. Human reliability. Vey favor. The procession funneled into the reception hall. Towering arches dripped with glowing fungi. casting shadows that danced like living veins. Tables groaned under platters of raw vitae fruits and crystal phials of diluted essence. Musicians plucked strings that hummed with harmonic blood resonance. Sarilith guided him to a shadowed alcove, away from the main throng. Servants bowed low as she passed. Evan matched her pace, noting how her claws retracted seamlessly into manicured elegance. "Your refusal," she said, stopping at a velvet-curtained niche. Bold. Honest. Vampiric houses test trust through vitae sharing. Refusal signals distrust unless invoked properly. Evan leaned against the cool wall. "Learned from briefings. Didn't want to puke on your sister's wedding." Her laugh tinkled rare, genuine, practical. Keth approves. He values quiet competence. Across the hall, Keth circulated with Avara. The prince's eyes flicked their way, evaluating. Avara laughed at some noble's jest, but her gaze lingered on Evan, grateful. Wary, Sarilith poured 2 flutes from a side decanter. Clear liquid. No blood taint. Non-vampiric reserve. Drink. Evan took it. Their fingers brushed. Her skin chilled his warmth. A stark biological divide. He sipped, crisp, like mountain stream. "Why defend me?" he asked. She sipped too, eyes locking. "You asked clearly. No show. In our rights. Trust blooms from such courtesy. Outsiders demand vitae, or flee. You adapted. Thanks for watching. And I'll see. And we're fellows. Act. Resided. Our mans. Resided." And heat crept up Evan's neck. Romance protocols weren't in his briefings, but her proximity stirred something primal, cross-species pull. A noble approached House Ruin's sigil on his cloak. Lady Sarilith. Her posture stiffened. "More than." He invoked safety flawlessly. The noble sneered. "Humans. Warm-blooded curiosities. Can he endure the vain dance?" Sarilith's claws extended a millimeter. "Watch." She faced Evan. "The reception demands participation. Vain dance. Synchronized steps. Symbolic blood pulse sync. Follow my lead. No vitae required." Evan nodded. "Show me." Music swelled, deep throbs mimicking heartbeats. Couples paired. Bodies undulating in fluid grace. Vampiric agility on display. Spins defying gravity. Claws linking without scratch. Sarilith extended her hand. Evan clasped it. Cool, against his heat. She stepped left. Pulse quickened. She spun. Robes flaring. Evan pivoted. Steady. Crowd noticed. Whispers grew. Keth paused his circuit. Watching. Sarilith drew closer. Their chests nearly touched. Feel the rhythm. Human endurance shines here. Evan's pulse thrummed. Her jasmine scent intensified. Steps synced. His warmth fueling her precision. A misstep from a rune lord nearby drew laughs. Evan held flawless. She whispered, "Perfect." The dance peaked. Partners bowed, veins glowing faintly in sync. Evan and Sarilith separated. Breaths even. Applause rippled their way. The rune noble gaped. Keth approached, Avara on his arm. "Terran, you honor us." Evan bowed slightly. "Happy to." Avara smiled. "Sister, chose well. As handler." Sarilith's hand grazed Evan's back lingering. The night deepens. Private protocols await. Evan's skin tingled. Trust solidified into spark. Miro appeared at the hall's edge. Next right. Oathweave. Sarilith leaned in. Stay close. They test deeper now. Evan followed her toward the inner sanctum. Doors parted on chambers pulsing with crimson light. Gasps echoed from within. What new trial waited? Sarilith leaned in close. Her breath ghosted Evan's neck. Fangs inches from his vein. The chamber's crimson glow sharpened her silhouette. Gasps hushed as nobles watched. She paused, pulled a slender vial from her robe, dipped a silver stylus. "Ink first," she murmured. "Trust builds in layers." Evan held still. The scented tip pressed his wrist. Cool jasmine bloomed on skin. No pierce. No draw. She traced a swirling glyph. Vey house mark. Miro bustled forward, parchment in claw. Oath weave commences. Sign, Terran liaison. Bind to write without breach. Evan scanned the one-page waiver. Dense script detailed blood oaths, vein sinks, heat cycles. Standard for Vey rune union. He grabbed the quill, added a handwritten clause in block letters. No bodily samples from Evan Rook. Miro's eyes narrowed. Unorthodox. Seralith's glyph dried, shimmering. He honors distance. Accept it. Miro stamped approval. Evan signed. Parchment rolled tight. Keth nodded from the dais, Avara beside him in bridal silks. Proceed. Weave the lesser oaths. Steward Miro unrolled a velvet cord. Crimson threads pulsed with inner light. Pairs link. Blood heat attunes. Fail. And houses fracture. Seralith extended her wrist. Matching glyph waited. Human warmth tempers Vey chill. Mirror me. Evan clasped the cord's end. Thread warmed under his fingers. Her pulse thrummed, faint, cool, steady. His own heat surged through. Nobles paired off. Veins glowed under skin. Low hum filled air. One rune lady hissed, thread fraying. Her partner recoiled. Seralith's eyes locked on Evan's. Scanner. Yours. Trade for my cycle. Read. Evan slipped the Terran pocket med scanner from his vest. Palm-sized, it hummed to life. This gives live vitals. Non-invasive. She pressed it to her temple. Screen flickered. Blood heat cycle peaked. Fertile phase. Vey specific. Data scrolled hormone spikes. Nocturnal surges. Reciprocate. Miro intoned. He offered a crystal pad. Live readout. Her gift. Evan synced devices. Scanner beeped link. Her cycle mirrored on his screen. Peaks aligned with lunar phases. He pocketed it. Data secured. No samples needed. Whispers swelled. A rune lord leaned to Keth. Terran reads without bite? Witchcraft. 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 Keth's gaze sharpened on Evan. Precision. Not magic. Thread tightened. Seralith's chill seeped into Evan's wrist. His warmth pushed back. Glow stabilized brighter than pairs around them. Avara stepped down. Her Vey parted fangs. Sister's handler excels. Yet protocol demands house apology. Earlier dance, misstep rune lord stumbled. Vey honor stings. Evan recalled the laugh. Not his fault. But rights demanded balance. Seralith whispered phrasing. Precise syllables, Vey dialect. He bowed to Avara's house cluster. Noble Vey, I regret the shadow on your grace. May my warmth mend the chill of slight. Silence crashed. Avara's eyes widened. Veins pulsed approval, phrased as bloodkin. Trust proven. Keth gripped Evan's shoulder. Claws retracted. You navigate our codes blind, yet flawless. Miro clapped once, threads unspooled. Chamber stirred. Servants wheeled crystal podiums. Each held ink vials, fangs dulled for right. Nobles queued. Seralith drew Evan aside. Jasmine lingered on his wrist. They expect bite now. Symbolic draw. I chose ink for you. Reciprocate? Evan flexed his hand. Scanner data burned in pocket her cycle's intimacy. Trust layered deeper. Show me safe distance. Your way. She smiled. Fangs gleamed. Guided him to podium. Extend arm. I mark. Deeper. Stylus dipped again. This glyph layered over first intertwined spirals. Scent intensified, pulse quickening. Nobles stared. A Vey matron gasped. No fang? He yields vein unmarked? Ruin whispers turned awed. Human endures without claim. Vey restraint honors him. Keth watched from throne. Avara murmured approval. Miro noted on slate. Amendment. Terran clause upheld. No insult. Evan's skin tingled under ink. Her touch lingered. Your courtesy, she said low. Turns ritual to bond. Pulse synced again. No cord needed. Servants cleared podiums. Miro raised staff. Trust marks set. Now, the veiled exchange. Houses pair envoys. Gasps renewed. Keth rose. Terran, with Lady Seralith. Prove cross-vein harmony. Seralith's hand brushed Evan's. Cool fingers laced warm. They stepped to center dais. Crimson light intensified. A crystal chalice rose from floor. Empty. Waiting fill. Miro circled. Exchange essence. Blood or proxy. Seal for bride's union. Avara and Keth joined opposite. Their chalices filled faint red, true drops. Nobles pressed close. Eyes, hungry for flaw. Seralith uncorked vial. Ink poured thick, scented proxy. Evan eyed his scanner. Data offered more than blood. He pricked thumb minimal drop. Sterile lance. Mixed with her ink. Chalice swirled crimson jasmine. Miro inspected. Pour combined. Glow erupted, brighter than bridal pair. Crowd roared. Vey claws raised. Rune lords bowed. Keth clasped Evan's arm. Your no samples bends our law without break. Reliability incarnate. Avara laughed, rare and bright. Sister's choice elevates all. Seralith's gaze held Evan's. Heat cycled in her eyes, trust ignited. Night peaks. Deeper rites call. Yours to join? Evan nodded. Chalice sealed with hum. Ink glyph burned warm on wrist. Miro banged staff. Harmony proven. Recess to private veils. Nobles dispersed. Whispers chased. Human courtesy outshines fangs. Seralith tugged Evan toward shadowed alcove. Doors hissed shut behind. Crimson faded to pulse glow. Alone. Her hand stayed laced. You asked questions. Did the work. No show. Practical, Evan said. Scanner pocketed her secret safe. She leaned close again. Fangs hovered. Ink vial dangled. Next layer? Your choice. Veins thrummed in sync. Trust sparked to flame. What proxy sealed the night? Evan's boot scraped the polished obsidian floor as he crossed the festival threshold. Drums thundered instantly. A circle of Vey nobles snapped their gazes toward him. Claws flexed. The rhythm shifted low booms to sharp courtship calls. He froze. One bad step into the central ring. Protocol scanner buzzed in his pocket. Unmarked male enters availability zone. Declare intent or withdraw. Crowd hushed. Eyes gleamed under pulse lamps. Seralith's voice cut through from the sidelines. Human, with me now. Her hand clamped his wrist. Cool scales gripped tight. She yanked him into the swirling dancers. Petals of crimson silk whipped past. Drums accelerated. Nobles paired off. Fangs bared in ritual challenge. Evan matched her pull. Heart pounded. What's the rule here? Step wrong. You're available. Every fang claims first dance. Seralith spun him into position. Her body aligned shoulder to claw tip. Follow my lead. Count the beats. Mirror angles. He nodded once. Drums hit 4-4 pulse. Left foot forward at 45 degrees. He copied. Her right mirrored precise. Bodies brushed her chill skin against his warmth. Nobles circled closer. Mirotel's staff tapped warning from the edge. Proxy dancer. Or forfeit. Terran. Seralith hissed low. Ignore him. Trust the pattern. Evan counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Foot angles locked. He pivoted on the fifth beat, matching her sway. Silk hems tangled briefly. He untangled without break. Her eyes widened, pupils dilating to slits. Drums peaked. Partners clasped wrists. Fangs hovered inches from throats not piercing. Testing. Seralith's breath ghosted his neck. Hold steady. He did. Veins thrummed visible under her gaze. His pulse steady at 70 BPM. No flinch. Crowd murmured. A rune lord leaned in. Human bends without fang. How? Keth Rune watched from bridal dais. Chalice paused mid-sip. Avara's claws tapped her throne arm. Amused glint. Evan kept count. Spin left, dip right. Seralith's hand slid to his waist, guiding, not forcing. He anticipated the next turn. Matched, flawlessly. Drums crested. Final clash. All dancers bowed inward. Evan followed, deeper than most. Forehead nearly touched floor. Silence. Then roar. Vey claws slashed air in approval. Ruin Lord stamped feet. Seralith rose first, pulled him up. You learned in beats. No questions wasted. He straightened. Faced the crowd. Bowed low. Lady Seralith instructs true. I follow her pattern. Miro's staff banged. Harmony in proxy form. Dance sealed. Festival resumes. Nobles disperse to chalice lines. Whispers chased. Terran counts like elder. No stumble. Seralith kept his hand laced. Led him to shadowed rail. Pulse lamps dimmed to intimate glow. You could have withdrawn. Claimed ignorance. Practical fix. Copy and credit. Evan checked scanner. No breaches logged. Your traditions hold. Oh. Her fangs grazed lip. Thoughtful. Others preen. Show capability. You did work. Quiet. Keth approached. Avara on arm. Liaison Rook. Your step saved face. My heir's wedding needs such. Avara nodded. Sister chose well for escort. Dance proved reliability. Seralith's tail flicked. Possessive curl near Evan's boot. Deeper rites follow. Blood proxies next? Evan eyed the central altar. Chalices weighted crystal vials of scented ink for non-fang guests. Real drops for nobles. Questions first. How much? 1, 2. Miro bustled up. Thumb prick. Mix equal. Heat must balance, or insult. Understood. Evan pricked thumb. Sterile lance clicked. Seralith uncorked her vial. Thick jasmine ink poured. He added his blood, swirled crimson. Miro inspected. Pure proxy. Balanced. They poured into shared chalice. Glow ignited brighter than bridal pair's true blood. Crowd roared anew, claws raised. Keth clasped Evan's shoulder. No samples, policy bends law flawless. Reliability. Avara laughed. Elevates all. Seralith's gaze locked. Heat cycled in her eyes. Night peaks. Private veils call. Join? Evan nodded. Chalice sealed. Glyph burned warm on wrist. Miro banged staff. Harmony. Recess. Nobles scattered. Seralith tugged him to alcove. Doors hissed shut. Pulse glow alone. Her hand stayed. You asked. Did work. No show. Practical. He pocketed scanner. Her secret's safe. She leaned. Fangs hovered. Vial dangled. Next layer? Choice yours. Veins synced. Trust flamed. Evan weighed options. Deeper rites meant skin mark inks, vein traces. Non-invasive for humans. But her eyes promised more trust test beyond proxy. Show me. He extended wrist. Glyph pulsed. She traced claw along vein path. No pierce. Ink followed, warm script bloomed. This binds night. Yours responds. His skin tingled. Scanner silent, no allergens. He mirrored, dipped finger in vial residue, traced her inner arm, matched pattern, her breath hitched. Scales flushed, faint rose. Human touch. Steady. No tremor. Festival drums echoed faint outside. Deeper calls built. Miro's voice boomed distant. Ve, reet, commence. Pair. Report. Seralith pressed closer. Bodies aligned like dance. One more proxy seals. Throat trace? Evan tilted head. Exposed neck. Clear line. Minimal. Hair fang tip ghosted skin. Ink trailed cold fire. Veins lit under surface. His pulse visible. Strong. She pulled back. Eyes blazed. Your courtesy. Extraordinary. Fangs. Falter. You hold. He cupped her elbow. Grounding. Teamwork. Your lead. Doors hissed. Miro peered in. Lady Vey. Proxy pair delays bridal echo. Unlikes Odavar. Miro peered in Exis. Unlikes Odavar. Achin. Seralith snarled soft. We come. They emerged. Festival swirled hotter. Bridal pair center Keth and Avara exchanged true drops. Fangs pierced ceremonial. Nobles mimicked in pairs. Evan and Seralith joined line. Her hand tight. Miru nodded. Echo chalice. Pravi echo. New vials. Evan pricked again. Mixed. Glow matched bridal perfect. Crowd stilled. Then exploded. Proxy outshines true. Keth bowed. Human elevatus union. When the four human elevatus. 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 Avara grinned fangs. Sister's bond sets precedent. Seralith laced fingers deeper. Trust proven. Beyond festival, Evan felt Glyph pulse. Her chill warmed against him. Practical next step. Yes. Drums shifted finale rhythm. Couples spun into night arches. Private veils beckoned. One arch glowed for them. Seralith led. Veil seals choice. Inside. Silk walls. Pulse bed low. Inks waited. She shed outer robe. Scales gleamed. Mark full pattern. Evan stripped vest. Practical layers. Count beats. Mirror. Laughter bubbled rare from her. Human way wins. They traced. Bodies synced. No blood spilled. Trust. Etched skin deep. Outside, festival peaked. Whispers spread. Terran courtesy. Rewrites Fang law. Evan's scanner pinged final. Protocol intact. Bond forged. Her head rested shoulder. Stay. Till dawn? Practical alliance. He held steady. Veins thrummed one rhythm. Courtesy became vow. But Miro's staff banged outer hall. Dawnright complication. Proxy human query. Seralith tensed. They test further. Evan rose. Doors parted. New conflict loomed. What right demanded more? Steward Miro thrust his staff forward. Proxy human. Dawn right demands bond proof. Nobles whisper true echo or Terran trick. Evan stood firm beside the pulse bed. Silk walls muffled the fading festival drums. Seralith's scales brushed his arm. Cool and tense, she straightened her inner robe. Miro. The chalice glowed true. Precedent. Set. Miro's eyes narrowed, fangs clicking. Chalice mixes proxies. Bond-proof pierces direct. Lady Vey must taste your vein. Nobles gather now. Evan scanned the steward's glyph-etched staff. Protocol hammer. No room for debate. He met Miro's gaze. Direct bite risks infection. Human standard. Sterile swap. Micro-lancet. Sealed vials. Proof without peril. Miru recoiled. Sterilely? You deny her fangs? Seralith's hand tightened on Evan's wrist. He offers trust equivalent. Explain. Evan. Evan pulled his envoy kit from the vest pocket. Compact case clicked open. Lancet pricks capillary. 1 drop each. Locks in vials. Glow test matches chalice. Court sees proof. No blood waste. Miro tapped his staff. Nobles demon pierce. Tradition bites deep. Tradition adapts. Kethrune's voice cut from the doorway. The consort prince leaned against the arch. Arms crossed. Avara flanked him, fangs glinting in amusement. Human proxy elevated our chalice. Let him elevate this. Miro bowed stiffly. As consort wills. Alcove 3. Nobles watch veil edge. 5 cycles. Seralith laced her fingers with Evan's. Come. Privacy shields eyes, not truth. They slipped through silk corridors. Festival echoes faded. Drums to murmurs. Nobles' shadows flickered beyond translucent veils. Whispers hissed. Terran. Denies Fang. Vey. Weakness. Alcove 3 glowed dim. Pulse lights sinking to heart rhythms. Low bench. Inked walls bore fang scars from rites past. Seralith sealed the veil. Her breath quickened, scales rippling silver. They test us both. Bond proof seals my choice. Fail. And whispers. Claim fraud. Evan set the kit on the bench. Practical fix. Watch. He unsealed the micro-lancet tray. Twin devices. Needle fine. Auto sterila. Yours first. Forearm vein. Press here. Axis stations. DATP. To SBP. Axis stations as lash dot. Her talons trembled as she extended her arm. Blue veins pulsed under translucent scales. No noble yields first. You lead. Evan guided her talon to the activator. Click. Lancet whispered. A pearl drop welled iridescent blue. She stared at the bead. Painless. Unnatural. Clean. He slotted the vial. Seal hissed. Glow strip activated. Azure pulse. Your echo. Now her turn. She took the second lancet. Mirrored his stance. Talons steadied on his arm. Human skin. Fragile. Standard. He rolled his sleeve. Forearm bared pale against her gleam. Her eyes locked on his. Fangs parted slightly. Instinct, warring with will. Lancet hovered. Then clicked. Pinprick stung. Crimson drop beaded. She caught it precise. Vial sealing shut. Glow. Scarlet pulse. Twins hummed in sync. Evan mixed micro drops on a test plate. Glow merged perfect violet echo, matching bridal chalice. Seralith exhaled. Proof. Not yet. Evan lifted the sample case. Dual vials clicked inside. He thumbed the lock. Single key gleamed. Court demands trust display. Her ridges furrowed. Key? He pressed it into her palm. You hold. I can't open without you. Bond-proof. Mutual lock. She curled talons around it, tremble stilled. No, Vey surrenders Fang key. You give power. Practical trust. He snapped the case shut. Locked. Veil parted. Miro's staff loomed. Nobles crowded. Eyes hungry. Evan presented the case. Bond-proof. Sealed swap. Glow matches. Miro snatched it. Unsealed the viewport. Violet hummed. Nobles gasped. Impossible, one hissed. No bite, yet echoed true? Seralith stepped forward, key raised. Terran courtesy pierces deeper than Fang. Miro bowed low. Proof accepted. But, he glanced at Keth. Consort right addendum. Proxy must witness, groom mark. Keth nodded from the throng. Human reliability temps fuller test. Avara's veil awaits. Evan felt Seralith's grip tighten. Key bit into his palm. Hers now, shared. She leaned close. They push. Your way again? Handle it. He squeezed back. Case pulsed, warm, between them. Nobles parted. Avara's arch beckoned, brighter. Inside, inks waited for groom marks. Keth's calm eyes evaluated. Miro banged staff. Proxy enters. Mark, witness, or forfeit echo. Saralith led. Together, Evan followed. Kit secure. Key hers. Trust locked. Avara grinned wide. Sister's human rewrites dawn. Show us, Terran. Keth extended his arm, scales etched half-pattern. Witness full, or question bond. Evan assessed. Inks glowed ritual sync. No lancet here direct trace. Standard adapt. He opened vest pouch. Sterile applicator. Mirror marks. Clean lines. Saralith's laugh bubbled low. Again? Your way. Keth tilted head. Demonstrate. Evan dipped applicator in ink. Traced Keth's half-pattern precise. 3 strokes. Vein aligned. Glow ignited. Violet chain. Avara tested her arm against it. Match flared. Nobles murmured approval. Miro nodded. Right holds, but Avara's fangs flashed. One more. Saralith's echo mark. On you. Saralith froze. Sister, full precedent. Avara pressed. Human skin takes ink? Evan rolled sleeve higher. Practical canvas. He handed Saralith the applicator. Your mark. Her talons shook again. Ink dripped. She traced. Fang curve. Vein loop. Glow burned his skin. Warmed alien fire. Perfect echo. Crowd roared. Terran bears Vei Fang. Bond eternal. Keth clasped Evan's shoulder. Reliability proven. Alliance strengthens. Saralith traced the mark with talon tip. My key. Your skin. Trust etched. Evan felt the glyph pulse sink to his heartbeat. Practical vow. Miro banged staff finale. Dawn rites sealed. Festival yields to treaty. Nobles dispersed. Whispers wild. Human lancet outfangs tradition. Saralith pulled him back to their alcove. Veil resealed. Pulse bed hummed. She shed robe fully. Scales full gleam. Mark complete? Evan stripped layers. Practical efficiency. Mirror full. Bodies aligned. Tracing synced, no ink needed. Veins thrummed, dual rhythm. Her chill warmed. Fangs grazed, not piercing. Trust held. Outside, Avara's voice carried. Sister claims Terran. Diplomatic storm brews. Saralith tensed atop him. They'll demand formal proxy right. Evan held steady. Together, key dangled from her neck chain now. His blood vial inside. Drums faded to treaty horns. New envoys arrived. Terran ship pinged orbit. Miro's staff echoed hall end. Alliance Council. Proxy human lead. Saralith rose, robe swirling. They elevate you. Evan dressed. Mark itched warm. Practical step. Doors parted wide. Council awaited. Whispers. Fangless proxy. Rules blood court. Her hand laced his. Key chimed. Courtesy. Forged chain. But Keth lingered doorway. One warning, Terran. True bond rights demand nightly echo. You're sterile. Endures. Evan met eyes. Kit ready. Adapts. Saralith smiled fangs. Proven. Council horns blared. New right loomed blood oath scales. Human lancet versus Nobla. Decree. Light spiked to daylight levels. Saralith crumpled beside Evan, one knee slamming marble. The grand hall erupted in hisses and gasps. Council horns cut short. Nobles shielded eyes with scaled forearms. Fangs bared in panic. Evan yanked off his jacket. He threw it over her head, fabric draping her like a shroud. Her claws scraped floor as she gasped. He hooked an arm under hers and dragged her behind the nearest pillar. Shadow swallowed them both. "Stay down," he said, voice low, steady. Her body trembled against him. Scales chilled his skin through thin silk. "Sunday," Burns Valmark. Alarms wailed. Red strobes flashed from vaulted ceilings. Miro's staff clacked frantic across the dais. "Sunlamp fault. Protocol breach. Evacuate brides." Evan scanned the hall. Avara clutched Keth's arm, veil askew. "Two bound by right." He spotted the panel. Wall-mounted, 10 meters off. Glowing conduits snaked up to the faulty lamp overhead, massive orb pulsing lethal white. Seralith clawed his sleeve. "Evan Wright demands stewards." "You can't." He squeezed her hand. "Fix first. Talk later." Evan bolted from cover. Jacket stayed over her. He dodged a stumbling noble, vaulted a low bench. Panel hatch gleamed under strobes. Locked. He wedged fingers in, popped it with a grunt. Wires hummed hot. No schematics. No time. He traced power flow by glow. Main feed to lamp. Back up to hall lights. Reroute there. Kill the sun. Fingers danced. He yanked a red conduit, spliced it to blue auxiliary. Sparks bit skin. Smell of ozone stung nose. Lamp flickered. Died. Hall plunged to safe crimson glow. Alarms cut. Silence crashed. Miro skidded up. Staff raised like a spear. "Terran! Unpermitted access, insult to Vey House." Evan wiped hands on pants. Stepped back. Palms up. Lamp threatened the right. Fixed it. Seralith emerged from pillar shadow. Jacket slipped off. Her eyes locked on him wide. Fangs parted. Scales flushed. Faint violet. Keth approached slow. Avara trailed, gaze sharp. Human reroutes blood vow under sun assault. No protocol call. Miro lowered staff a fraction. Proxy right demands oversight. Yet. Lamp silenced. Evan met Seralith's stare. "You good?" She nodded. Claws brushed his wrist over the fresh vow mark. It itched warmer now. Sun grazed. Mark holds. "Your blood." Shielded. Whispers swelled. "Fangless. Men's light death." Terran. Defies. Stewart law. Council elders clustered. One rasped. "Incident tests alliance. Vey blood. Demands recompense." Seralith straightened. Voice cut crystal. "Recompense given. Human courtesy outpaces protocol." Evan felt eyes everywhere. Practical fix, nothing more. But her hand lingered on his. Miro banged staff. "Right resumes. Proxy leads to shade vaults. Medical rights now. Goal clear. Get her to safety." Alarm still echoed faint in vents. He guided Seralith's elbow. Service corridor beckoned narrow door behind dais. No one used it. Too lowly for nobles. "Through here," he murmured. She hesitated. "Corridors for servants. Nobles walk halls. Shortest path. Trust?" Her funks gleamed. Etched. He pushed door. Dim tube-lit passage yawned. Cool air rushed, carrying pipe hums. They slipped in. Door hissed shut. Muffled, chaos faded. Seralith leaned into him. Steps faltered. Burn climbs. Veins protest. Evan supported her weight. Smooth scales slid under palm. Warmer now from pain? He kept pace brisk. End of corridor. Chill mists wait. Walls gleamed wet. Drips echoed. Her breath hitched. Claws pricked his arm, not breaking skin. Trust, held. Footsteps behind. Door banged open. Miro's voice boomed. "Proxy. Halt protocol escorts brides." Evan glanced back. "No time. Keep moving." They rounded bend. Shade vault door loomed frost-rimed. He palmed scanner. It beeped denial. Locked. Seralith slumped heavier. Vey code only. He propped her against wall. Knelt to panel. Simpler lock. Bypass with crossed wires. Click. Door whooshed. Inside. Mist swirled knee-high. Biobeds hummed blue. Med drones hovered. Needles glinting. He eased her onto nearest bed. Mist enveloped her. Scales sighed into relief, color returning. Drone's word. Injected coolants. She gripped his hand. Fixed a light. Got you safe. He checked Burns' faint red lines on neck. Valmark intact. Pulsing sync. Door slammed wide. Miro stormed in. Keth and Avara behind. Steward's eyes blazed. Terran oversteps. Service paths profane Vey blood. Unlocked without key insult. Compounded. Keth raised a claw. Calm cut tension. Yet sister lives unscarred. Sunlamp claimed 2 attendants last cycle. Human prevented. Avara circled bed. Inspected Seralith's marks. Blood vial key dangles true. Courtesy. Binds tighter than fang. Seralith sat up. Mist clung like jewels. Council hears. Evan Rook claims proxy right through deed. Sun Assault tests trust. He etched deeper. Miro stiffened. Staff trembled. Deed unregistered. Demands ratification. Evan stood. Faced them all. Practical. Ratify later. She's stable? Drones beeped affirm. Seralith rose. Robe missed damp. Clinging curves. She laced fingers with his. Key chimed against chest. More than stable. Bond echo calls. Keth's gaze sharpened. Nightly echo. Sterile human endures. Vey right? Evan nodded. Kit in pocket adapters ready. Adapts. Whispers outside grew. Council pressed door. Alliance proof. Human Lancet defies sun death. Seralith pulled him close. Fangs grazed ear. They elevate. Courtesy becomes legend. Miro banged staff. Ratification now. Blood oath scales convene. Evan felt her pulse sink his. Hall alarms silenced. But new hum built festival drums. Right loomed larger. Keth lingered as group turned. One truth, Terran. True echo demands vein share. Your warmth. Tempts fangs beyond control. Evan met eyes. Steady. Control holds. Together. Seralith smiled. Claws tightened. Doors parted to Crimson Hall. Nobles bowed low. Whispers roared. Proxy outfangs light. Council center waited. Scales laid bare blood oath arena. Miro's staff rose. Prove echo. Human leads. Evan stepped forward. Her hand in his. Key swung. Simple courtesy chained fates. But Avara's voice sliced from dais. Sister's claim contested. Groom's kin demands trial bond first. Keth nodded faint. Eyes. On. Evan. Challenge hung. Drums peaked. Evan gripped Seralith's hand tighter as Avara's words echoed off the crimson-draped walls. Nobles turned, fangs glinting under pulse lights. Drums thundered, vibrating through his boots. Sanctioned dance, Evan said, voice cutting the din. He faced Miro. Ratify the echo through it. Stops rumors now. Miro's staff tapped once. Sharp. Trial bond accepts. Proxy leads Vey right. Fail. Claim. Voids. Seralith's claws pricked his palm. Not pain anchor. Her tail coiled loose at his waist. Scales warm against his tunic. She leaned in, breath cool on his neck. Boundaries first, Terran. Repeat exact, or I withdraw. Evan nodded, eyes locked on hers, violet slits narrowing. List them. 1. No spins. Tail unbalances. No spins. Tail unbalances. 2. Hands mid-spine only. Fangs graze if low. Hands mid-spine only. Fangs graze if low. 3. Step to drum fall. not lift. Vines. Pulse. Sink. Step to drum fall, not lift. Veins pulse sink. 4. End at scales. No linger. End at scales. No linger. She smiled. Fangs peaked. Exact. Lead. Evan pulled her to the arena center. Scales gleamed underfoot, etched with vein maps, blood oath tallies from centuries. Nobles formed a ring. Keth watched from the dais, arms crossed, Avara beside him, crown heavy on her brow. Whispers hissed. Human proxy. Sunblood leads Fang right. Drums slowed. A single beat dropped. Evan stepped forward. Right foot, then left. Simple Terran, slow step waltz bass. No flare. Seralith matched, tail coiling tighter for balance. Her robe whispered against his legs, mist damp silk molding to curves. He shifted weight left, adapting her tail's drag pulled clockwise. He countered with hip pivot, keeping her center. Nobles leaned in. A gasp rippled. He coils her shadow. Seralith's pulse thrummed against his chest. Sinking. His heart answered steady Terran rhythm, pulling her nocturnal flutter even. Fangs grazed his collar as promised. Cool pricks. No break. Trust. Test. Veins call. She murmured. Your warmth steadies. Evan kept count. Drum fall. Step. Pivot. Tail coil tugged. He eased pressure mid-spine. Her claws flexed approval. Arena lights dimmed to vein-glow red pulses mapping their path. Scales underfoot warmed, etching faint echoes of their steps. Keth's eyes narrowed from the dais, evaluating. Avara tapped claws on armrest. Silent. Drums built. Evan led her into turn slow arc, tail sweeping wide. He matched the drag. Foot sliding precise. No stumble. Seralith's laugh bubbled low. Terran adapts fang weight. Extraordinary. Not showing off, Evan said. Just works. Nobles murmured louder. Proxy outsteps kin. Echo binds. Dance peaked. Final drumfall slammed. Evan halted at scale's edge. Hands mid-spine. No linger. Seralith uncoiled tail slow. Pulses synced hers, steady now. His unchanged. Miro banged staff. Trial bond holds. Echo ratified. Proxy claims, sister guard. Trial bond. Proxy claims. Trial bond. Trial bond. Applause erupted, claws clacking, fangs bared in grins. But a noble pushed forward. Tall, robes slashed crimson. Lord Varak, Keth's uncle. Chalice raised high. Blood wine swirled, thick as plasma. Challenge toast. Varak bellowed. Proxy drinks vein deep, or flees sun scorn. Evan released Seralith's hand. Faced Varak. Chalice thrust under nose copper tang stung air. One gulp triggered Vey blood rage. Humans lacked fangs to metabolize. Death. Quick. No. Evan said. Flat. Shared health salute. Neutral. Varak snarled. Coward twist. Practical. Evan countered. Raised empty palm. To alliance. Health. Shared veins. Or not. Seralith stepped beside. Claw. On Varak's wrist. Accept. Kin. Proxy proved coil. Toast twists insult. Keth rose from dais. Voice calm. Neutral salute binds. Varak yields. Varak froze. Chalice lowered. Muttered curse. Clacked claws in salute. Shared. Health. Ring echoed it. Claws clacked wave. Miro nodded. Staff down. Evan exhaled. Seralith's tail brushed his calf, subtle claim. You refused Fang Cup. Held boundary. Trust deepens. Not refusal, Evan said. Choice. Avara descended dais. Gown trailed scales. Eyes on Evan. Sister's proxy endures. But nightly echo looms. Vein share private. Keth watches. Keth joined her, nodded to Evan. Warmth tempts. Control proves more. Drums shifted festival rhythm. Nobles swirled into pairs. Seralith tugged Evan aside. To shadowed alcove. Pulse lights dimmed here. Ratification public, she said. Fingers traced key at his chest. Private follows. Boundaries shift. Evan checked kit in pocket. Adapters gleamed sterile. Lancet. Vein seal. List new ones. Her laugh purred. 1. Neck only. Pulse point. Neck only. Pulse point. 2. Fangs shallow. Echo. No claim. Fangs shallow. Echo. No claim. 3. Your hand guides depth. Trust absolute. Your hand guides depth. Trust absolute. Claws cupped his jaw. Tilted head. Fangs neared. Cool breath feathered skin. Repeat holds. Begin. Evan placed hand on her nape. Guided slow. Pulse jumped hers wild. His anchor. Fang tip pricked. Warmth flowed. Not pain. Sink. Deepened. Nobles glanced. Whispers. Private echo. Human warmth fangs light. Keth's gaze lingered longest. Nodded faint. Turned to Avara. Seralith withdrew. Licked lips. Eyes glowed. Terran courtesy legends. Blood sign trusts. Evan sealed puncture. Steady. Simple work. Festival drums peaked again. Miro's staff rose center. Alliance right advances. Proxy joins vein vows. Evan felt key chime. Fates chained tighter. But Varek's glare burned from edge. Chalice refilled. Challenge dormant. Not dead. Seralith coiled tail anew. Next trial. Shared hunt. Dawn nears your sun strength tests. On. Evan nodded. Kit secure. Council pressed closer. Avara smiled first. True. But Keth whispered to Miro. Staff twitched. New protocol loomed. Drums hid the shift. Evan tensed. Courtesy escalated. Trust demanded more. Evan gripped the balcony rail. Stars wheeled above the spires of Veyhold. Seralith's silhouette uncoiled from shadows. Her eyes caught moonlight, crimson slits. You came. Her tail flicked. Voice silk over steel. Evan pulled the key from his pocket. Gold-veined crystal hummed against his palm. He held it out flat. Your house key. No copies made. Scanned and returned intact. She froze. Claws hovered. Nobles below paused, mid-drumbeat. Whispers rippled. Tradition demands a thief's copy. Seralith's fangs gleamed. Proof of cunning. You. Discard it? Clear terms. Borrowed for the vein seal demo. Mission complete. He pressed the key into her palm. Skin cool as marble. Her claws closed slow. Pupils dilated. Drums throbbed below. Miro's staff cracked for attention. Avara and Keth circled the central dais. Chalice bearers flanked them. Varak lurked at the edge. Eyes like quenched coals. Seralith leaned closer. Breath ghosted his ear. Echo lingers from the pulse point. Festival rite calls deeper. Choice bite. Tradition. I offer. You name terms. Evan's hand dipped to his kit. Adapters secure. Pulse steady. Explicit consent required. Verbal. Recorded if needed. She tilted head. Tail coiled his ankle-light anchor. State it. 1. Neck alternate side. Carotid safe zone. He tapped his skin. Marked here. Neck alternate. Carotid marked. Her echo purred exact. We. 2. Timer set. 10 seconds max. Single count. Timer 10. Single count. Claws trace the spot. Cool precision. 3. Vein seal prepped. Your withdrawal signals end. My hand lifts nape on. Exceed. Seal prepped. Hand lifts on, exceed. Consent granted. Proceed. Council gasped. Keth's head snapped up. Avara's tail stilled. Miro's staff hovered mid-tap. Seralith's laugh vibrated low. Contract sealed. Fang's honor. Evan thumbed his wrist chrono. Timer beeped active. He marked the spot with sterile dot from Kit. Blue glow faded fast. Hand rose to her nape scales smooth, pulse racing under touch. She cupped his jaw. Tilted precise. Fangs neared carotid. Cool lips brushed first. Begin. Fang tips pricked. Warmth surged, not drain, sink. Her essence hummed in veins. His blood answered steady. 10. 9. Timer ticked silent. Pulse synced. Hers wildfire. His anchor rock. Claws flexed. Not pierce. Hold. 5. 4. Nobles pressed rails. Second echo. Human guides fang depth. Varric snarled. Chalice sloshed. 1. Beep. Evan lifted her nape gentle. She withdrew. Licked lips crimson. Eyes blazed. Control absolute. No claim pull. Terran vein. Unbreakable. He pressed vein seal. Puncture vanished. Kit snapped shut. Standard procedure. Seralith's tail unwound. Coiled his wrist instead. You ask next. Tradition yields. Festival encore. Second dance. Your lead. Council hushed. Mira twitched. She unclasped house token. Silver fang-etched disc. Pressed to his palm. Vey claims echo. Dance accepted. Hunt follows. Token warmed. Bond hummed. Drums crashed anew. Miro's voice boomed. Proxy. Vain vow. Advances. Human courtesy binds. Evan pocketed token. Seralith's claws lingered on his arm. Avara smiled. Fangs? True. Not polite. Keth nodded sharp. Varrac's glare sharpened. Steward Miro bustled up. Tail rigid. Lord Rook. Protocol shift. Shared hunt right. Dawn patrol your sun adapt tests. Vey strength. Evan checked chrono. 2 hours to light. Parameters? Parameters? Miro thrust data slate. Hunt shadow beasts. Blood trail pair. No solo kills. Trust tandem. Seralith's eyes narrowed. Sister's vow needs flawless echo. Fail hunts. Fracture alliance. List threats. Evan scanned slate. Beasts. Venom claws. Pack alpha. Varric leads opposition hunt. Rivals your pair. Miro's claws clicked. He sensed weakness. A. Miro's claws. A. Miro's. Miro's claws. Keth approached. Consort prince calm. Human proves. Avara joined. Bride's veil shimmered. Echo twice given. Vey honors. Evan nodded. Pair confirmed. Seralith leads track. I handle light adapt gear. She grinned. Fangs. Dawn gear? Show. Evan unpacked kit extension. UV goggles clipped. Adrenaline tabs. Beast repeller pulse. Sun blocks your sight. These adapt. Evan. Seralith donned goggles. Crimson lenses hummed. Vein sharpens. Human foresight. Council murmured approval. Varric spat to shadows. Drums peaked. Miro raised staff. Hunt pairs form. Alliance blood hunts dawn. Evan synced chrono to Seralith's. Token pulsed sync. Her tail brushed his leg, claim light. They descended to beast pens. Shadowhounds bayed. Leashes strained. Seralith selected pair. Black-furred, fang maws dripping. Vey alphas. Blood scent keen. Evan clipped repellers to collars. Pulse test hounds stilled. Noise primes packs. Counter here. Her claws grazed his hand. Trust layers. Hunt begins. Gates creaked. Dawn edged horizon pink threat to nocturnal eyes. Varric's rival pair snarled past. His glare promised claws. Seralith's hounds lunged trail. Evan matched stride. Goggles fed her data. Heat signatures bloomed. Alpha veers left. Her voice whip. Evan flanked. Repeller buzzed warning. Beast shadow loomed, venom claws gleamed. He tabbed adrenaline. Lunged low. Tackled flank. Hound latched throat. Blood sprayed. Seal auto-applied. Seralith struck high. Fangs pierced skull. Clean kill. Sync perfect. She licked chops. Token warmed hotter. Second beast charged. Varric's laugh echoed distant. His pair faltered. Evan marked venom trail. Flank right. Reapel burst. Pulse fired. Beast recoiled. Hounds piled. Dawn broke full. Seralith's scales shimmered vulnerable glow. Yet she danced shadows flawless. Goggles whirred. Varric's howl cut short. His alpha down wounded, not dead. Miro signaled end. Vey proxy flawless. Human dawn strength legends. Council roared. Avara clasped Keth's arm. True vow sealed. Seralith coiled against Evan. Tail full claim. House token binds. Third right whispers. He sealed final puncture hers. From beast graze. Terms next. Varric stormed near. Chalice empty. Human cheats light. True Vey hunts blind. Keth stepped forward. Proof watches. Quiet wins. Evan met Varric's glare. Kit ready. Courtesy. Steel. Seralith's whisper heated ear.